ministered, witnessed in pagan cultures. Really fairly similar worldview when you think about it. Okay? Pagan cultures worship the god of the woods and the streams and the oceans, and our current society just worships the streams and the woods and the oceans. So there's not a whole lot of difference. Really, you either worship the creator or you worship some form of the creation. There really is no other option. People who claim to be atheists just worship themselves, and since they're part of the creation, that pretty much fits the picture. So I could do several more illustrated parables, but I think you kind of get the picture, and really what I'd like to do is answer questions or walk you through it. Have I shut your circuit breakers down, or have I provoked any questions in the process? Don't want to be just the I'm not the anti-creation heretic here, because I'm one of you and I love you like lost brothers, long lost brothers, not lost brothers. But I am concerned, I am becoming more and more convinced that we have to equip ourselves with new weapons for the current war, where the current battle really is. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
You mentioned that the things that we used to use, that is arguing logically and in a structured way,
Yes.
don't work anymore. Well, in view of the fact that we are now where we are, did those tools ever work?
Yes, they did. When we were in a different spiritual climate, 20, 15, even 6 or 8 years ago, they worked quite well. But as postmodernism pervades our culture, and it really has come up through the younger generation, and I could also title this talk as How I've Come to Know and Love Postmodernism, which, when I first bumped into it, I hated it. I mean, I really, really hated the idea of relativism and all that. But the part of postmodernism that you can love is that people are much, much more open to talking about spiritual things. Now some of them are so open their brain fell out and they didn't notice, but that's okay. God can use that. That's what prayer's for. Okay? So you see where I'm going with this? It took me a while, so I can certainly understand if some of you are a little stuck here. Any other question? Yes, buddy?
Define postmodernism.
Oh, yes, sorry. Okay. Postmodernism is the big picture of relativism. And what's really interesting is in relativism there are no absolutes, which is always stated absolutely. There are absolutely no truths, there are absolutely no absolutes, there are absolutely no absolute values, and there absolutely can't be any absolute pervading God who imposes absolutes on this system, because I've already rejected absolutes. Okay? So one of my parables along those lines is, let's say that Bill got a call from a friend of his who's with the Denver Police Department. He said, this building has been booby-trapped by terrorists. Okay, there are explosive devices at every window, every exit. But they happen to overhear some of their chatter, and it's going to take them exactly 47 seconds from the time they arm them till they get to the point where they will explode them. And this time, this 47 seconds will happen exactly between 7:46 and 7:46 and 47 seconds. Okay? And we have exactly 47 seconds to march calmly and preparedly out the appropriate exits so that we can be safe. Okay, now we have to know precisely when 7:46 happens. Now, are we going to take a poll and say, what do you think? When do you think 7:46 is? Okay, cool. I like that. Yeah, you're not wearing a watch. I want your opinion on when 746 happens, you know. And we can look at our cell phones and such, but Bill, being the very bright man that he is, has programmed into his cell phone the atomic clock up at NOAA, okay? And he will be able to tell us within about, what, a 6/1000th of a second when 746 happens. You see, in virtually every circumstance, whether we realize it or not, we have to have reference to an external absolute, something outside our system. You know, because our system is insufficient to give us absolute truth. And that's kind of the point of postmodernism. It's why it's so seductive, because see, just at is the same as at the tree in the garden, we now are empowered, given ourselves permission, to be the final arbiter of truth. What is truth, as Pilate would say? Dude, you know, don't ask that if you don't want the answer, you know. So we have come to a cultural point where laws have no meaning, morality has no meaning, family structure has no meaning, human life has very, very little value, it's relative, that kind of thing. So, but the upside is that people in a postmodern mindset, spirit system, are so much more accessible spiritually. Okay, I have a friend who has ministered to the homeless downtown for years and years and years, and brilliant guy, wears a t-shirt, will work for Jesus. He says about the homeless, they came into the world with nothing, they still have most of it left. But his job when he's evangelizing is, I catch them, he cleans them. Okay, it's not our job to give them a sane worldview. Okay, it's our job to witness and let God give them a sane worldview. That is so not our job, because as soon as it becomes our job, we have usurped the role